What's up, folks? Eddie Ads here. Really interesting true crime murder, unsolved suspicious murder out of Oklahoma I want to get to. 19-year-old Oklahoma teen, death suspiciously unsolved after 9 months. Noah Presgrove, 19, was found dead wearing only shoes when his corpse was found on U.S. Highway 81 near Terrell, Oklahoma on September 4th, 2023, which was Labor Day of last year. A little over, excuse me, just getting to 9 months ago now, almost 10 months. And the cause of death officially is still undetermined, with law enforcement stating they are not investigating the case as a homicide, which of course could just be a fib, so as to not alert the suspects of the open investigation. Now, according to the Oklahoma Chief Medical Examiner, Leonardo Roquero, the 19-year-old Noah Presgrove died of multiple blunt force injuries, which again were received in an undetermined manner. Now, a highway patrol trooper encountered Presgrove's body at 6:18 a.m. However, Presgrove was initially found some 25 minutes earlier by a passing truck driver. Now, the assertion here by many people is, maybe not many people, but some people, is that he, people at the party, no less, was hit by a car in a hit-and-run accident. And actually, Noah Presgrove's brother stated that this death would have been ruled a hit and run were it not for the Oklahoma State Patrol, OSP, showing up on the scene and disagreeing with everybody there and stating that it in fact was a suspicious death. Now, here are some of the key facts. Noah Presgrove had a blood alcohol level of 0.14 in his system at the time he was found. So it is stands to reason it was closer to 2, just before he died. No drugs besides alcohol were found in his system. However, his shorts were undamaged despite there being grazing on his rear. Items which belonged to Presgrove, this is according to the Facebook group, which have not been found, are one Adidas shoe, a hat, and Presgrove's wallet. He was found wearing 2 different shoes, one of which was not his. Other key facts: the stories recounted by the party goers are erratic. They do not corroborate each other's. Noah was last seen on video at 2 a.m. On Monday that morning wearing black shorts. There was one, and I'm still trying to figure out these people's names, BS, armed with a knife, and an unnamed individual, which can be seen in the video, armed with a firearm and talking to one CC, according to these individuals. KP stated in a post that Jack Newton, who is allegedly a best friend of Noah, woke up partygoers at 5:15 a.m. and stated that he found Noah Presgrove deceased. KP stated he went to the scene where Noah's body was, saw Noah on his back wearing black shorts. He was told to leave, and Jack Newton stayed behind. This same witness, KP, thinks foul play was involved in Noah Presgrove's death, which, to my knowledge right now, is the only person who was at the party who believes that. Now, Noah's brother and his father were the only ones on scene up until the OSP, the Oklahoma State Patrol, arrived, that thought that foul play was involved, or rather, more precisely, it wasn't the result of an automobile accident or a hit and run. Now, multiple people have had inconsistent assertions about their alibis surrounding the time that Noah died, particularly one CN. He stated Jack Newton called him and notified him about Noah's death while on the way to go fishing with his father. And in another alibi assertion, he claimed he found out while he was at his house getting ready to go fishing and that he drove his wife's car to the scene. And I believe that might be the stepfather of Jack Newton. Several people have stated that Jack Newton and Noah got into multiple altercations throughout the night, and that Noah had been asking people for a ride home. Now, this stuff is pretty significant. All the social media posts were deleted by party attendees, and according to Noah's aunt, the FBI had agreed to assist with resources as needed. And at least one of Noah Presgrove's family members stated they believe the FBI should take over the case and investigation entirely. Now, at 3:14 a.m. that morning, a party attendee posted a selfie on social media which stated that Noah was missing, and in a message also stated that Noah died at 4 a.m. It is unclear how this person, who's actually Jack Newton, knew this or where he got this information from. I also want to point out that Newton, when he was interviewed, if it's the same best friend of Noah, was wearing sunglasses and a hat when he was being interviewed, which I thought was kind of interesting. Newton also allegedly stated in a message that he was pig hunting around that time. Now, Presgrove had multiple fractures above the waist, 9 or 10 of which, according to one doctor, per se could have caused his death, let alone the combination of all of them. The back of his head was caved in. He had multiple vertebrae fractures, and his knees and cheekbones were broken. His fingertips were shredded, and there was gravel under his fingernails. He also had road rash on his hip and gravel rash on one of his shoulders. 10 broken ribs, including skull, neck, and spine fractures, all of which were serious, as I mentioned. So it is almost certain he died from internal bleeding, if it wasn't from the trauma itself. He had damage to his brain and organs, and lacerations across the body. Both of his lungs were punctured. I mean, he was seriously messed up. And to boot, he also had air in his cranial cavity, which apparently is very rare to happen, and it can only be the result of a very traumatic injury to the head. And there have been a lot of rumors surrounding Presgrove and the events on that night, and I go into some of them, denounce some of them according to the family on this article, which is a free article on my Substack, addyads.substack.com. And yeah, a lot of really suspicious evidence. I'm actually shocked nobody's been arrested yet. And the family actually stated that the crime scenes were not handled properly. They stated that certain people shouldn't be there. The volunteer fire department, for one, and another group being parents of the party attendees, which, if there's anybody who has a conflict of interest as far as a crime investigation goes in the death of Noah Presgrove, it's going to be the party attendees and their families. So that is very strange. It's unclear if this is just incompetence or if there's something deeper going on. He had a 4x2-inch piece of scalp torn off the bone, bleeding from both ears, which is almost always indicative of internal bleeding in the head. He was grazed at the front, and he had cuts on his inner ear as well. And to boot, his teeth were broken. Multiple teeth fragments in his mouth and around the scene where he was found. Now, again, I want to point out his best friend thinks this was an accident. Okay? While his brother does not. So I think that's very significant. And the reason this case caught my attention is because of the suspicious nature of it. And to boot, the longer that this investigation goes unsolved with very, very compelling evidence, I think even as one person put it in my own research, an armchair detective could figure out that this is not an accident, and there was definitely foul play involved, whether it was a manslaughter or conspiracy to commit capital murder. There are many charges that could be levied, including the furnishment of alcohol to minors, the improper handling of a corpse, lying to law enforcement about a criminal investigation, which is obstruction of justice, witness tampering, evidence tampering. Lots of charges that could be levied, and there have been none levied so far, and it's been 9 months despite that. So very, very interesting to say the least. Certainly strange if we're going to be neutral about it, and I would say, and many others would say, this is starting to become suspicious. Now let's go a little deeper into this, and I'll try to cap this at no more than 30 and no less than 15 minutes here on this free content here on addyads.substack.com. Now, I haven't confirmed some of this information. One Redditor, they didn't say where they got this, and the official Facebook group did say that this was a rumor that the house was cleaned and absolutely reeked of bleach shortly after this in the days following. Now, also, I think noteworthy, this guy was very athletic, 6'2", very obviously good looking and handsome. The family hired a private investigator, which is someone who did uncover fresh information and give it to law enforcement, which should come as no surprise to anybody who's followed my true crime reporting in the past. Now, this young lad, Noah, in addition to being athletic, tall, and good looking, also apparently a plan on joining the Marines. Now, the mother of Noah's best friend, Hayden, stated she did not believe there was intent to murder, but that there was indeed a physical altercation between teenagers at the party. Now, there's already proof of this because there was video of them kind of slapping each other in a playful way. However, those types of games can easily get out of hand, especially when there are alcohol and girls around young men. So now, again, multiple people in this podcast, which I will include in the source links, who are family members of Noah, stated important to reiterate that the scenes were not secure. Okay, now they stated that nonetheless they do fully respect law enforcement, but that it was extremely frustrating, and that there were certain people, according to Dalen, which is Noah's brother, that were on the scene first that shouldn't have been there. And again, he did give credit to OHP for being the first law enforcement agency to state that this was a suspicious death. That being said, be interesting to see how this goes. One of the podcasters asserted that the only reason this autopsy report got released at all some 9-8 months later is because of the heat that the national media and the alternative media have been putting on law enforcement to figure this out. And a family member also stated they think a specialized unit should be assigned to this, if not it taken to a federal level. And I believe that implication was, as I believe as the aunt, Robin Smith, said, in her opinion, the FBI should take this investigation over. So that being said, we're going to see where this goes. Again, this is a free article, so enjoy this. Please support my journalism and get access to paid content using the Patriot discount, which you can see on one of my recent articles and also at the bottom and top of this one. Stay frosty, folks. and moreupdates.com. Hopefully there will be a justice for the young lad Noah Presgrove before long.